It is one of those. I'm making this video for the simple fact that it just has to get done. I'll tell you something. The last week has been heavy, and that's in respect to work and in respect to the running. I had made this on Sunday while I was out for a walk with my dog, and I hit a wall. I was like, oh no, I was getting irritated by it. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but like I worked a normal day shift, let's say like a 7 to 4, and that knocked the bollocks out of me. And then here we are, Tuesday into week 8, but recapping on week 7, and it's for the simple fact that I said I promised to myself and obviously to you guys that are obviously consistently watching that I just have to get it done, because I tell you something, lads and lassies, I'm doing an out and back run at the moment, 7.7 kilometres out, 7.7 kilometres back. Knowing me, I'll accumulate more than the 15.4 kilometres, and I have to tell you, I'm just in my mind at the moment. It's a mental slog. I'm just week 8, as I categorised on week 6 going into week 7 in the video. I was telling you guys about the tier in which the weeks are going. So week 7 was my last week, what we're going to discuss now, was my last week of the base. So base 2, building foundations before we can reach the peak week and the race. Currently week 8 now is what we call build, and the mileage is bloody fucking high. And I'm feeling it. I'm running now at the moment. Don't want to say too much, but I'm running from Bray Seafront to Little Sugarloaf. Again, trying to set a goal. There's no real targets. I'm just trying to go by feel. And to be quite honest, and what I will recap with Dara, he'll probably see this afterwards, but when I do my check-in when I get home, he'll have read it beforehand. But what I say to Dara is that I'm just happy that I have got this done, because the way I'm feeling, I was supposed to do it yesterday, 7-4 shift just did me dirty, and I was like, you know, I'm not doing it. So I'm trying to have happy thoughts, because I'm going there. I know you can't see because I'm on cinematic on my phone, so apologies about that, but I'm running from Bray Seafront. I'm now running on the top of the High Trail of Greystones, heading down into Winegates Road. I don't know what the name of the road is, but it'll be the road that will bring you into Belmont. If the gate's open, I'll sneak in. If not, I'll just continue down, and there's a little step over the wall. I'll hop into that and I'll head into Belmont quickly, make my way up to the side of Little Sugarloaf, which should ping at around a 7.7, and then back. So, week 7, I wanted to kind of do 2 things, and one of them I'm doing right now. I wanted to kind of get out of the bedroom and kind of just bring you with me like I did in one of the other videos. I was going to have plans of like talking and then like some fucking scenic bullshit. And I'm like, you know what, I'm doing everything off my phone. My laptop is so old. I've no storage, I can't fucking put crop and everything. I was going to put like, you know, screenshots like here, and I'm like, I'm a loose driver. Come wannabe fucking runner that's doing a race, just stay in my lane and have an old chin wag with the folks here on YouTube. So that's what I'm going to do. So, and then the second one was, I know I didn't want to kind of just always keep on fucking chatting about the runs, but I think this one on 2 things: transparency and then the update of like the double whammy that I hit in Joust. So let's get in with the running first. Main big focal point, calculated mileage this week was around 46. We don't need to go into that. The one that we will go into is the double Joust. So the double Joust this week was an absolute mental slog. It was a mental fortitude. It had broken me upon arrival, and I just had to get on with it. So on all trails, if anyone's on Strava, I do believe I was talking to a couple of you guys on here last time, Dylan, Connor and Joan. I know Connor ended up following me on Strava, so I'm fairly sure it was you, Connor, that ended up following me on Strava, and you liked it, so I know you've seen it. But I completed 21 kilometers of a double Joust. I had the trails that I completed in the description on my Strava. So I hit a 10.6 originally, which pretty much brought me from the Joust Lake car park along the road back on myself to the furthest Joust car park, which I would believe would be the main one, Calvary, something like that. It would then bring me into Joust itself. I followed the trail all the way in around the Periscourt, and then pretty much the same loop as the one that I would have done, or did do, on the second loop from the Lake car park, which clocks in at 9. Now, I didn't realise when I completed the first one that they're felling trees or logging or whatever it is. So the actual trail that was on the old trails wasn't existent. So we had to find a different way. We'll take up where we left off. Apologies when I cut that. I'm great for chatting on the video, but I'm personally still self-conscious because I am not that influencer. So a couple was walking towards me and I didn't want to be that dickhead holding my phone and running and talking thinking I'm somebody that I'm not, so I put it away, so apologies. So yeah, so I hit a 10.6 and a 9 kilometer loop, all trails. The name of the trail is in the description if you follow me on Strava. I somehow made the 10.6 one into 11.6 because of the way the trail was kind of cut off between the logging and stuff like that. I had to find another way. And then the 9 kilometers, but I still somehow managed to fucking clock up 21, so I don't know. It was supposed to be a 19.6 kilometer run, but I ended up doing 21 on Strava and 20.36 or 20.63 on Garmin. So I'm still having that problem with my technology, my data collection. But regardless, I went over the prescribed distance. In relation to that run, I want to get off the first thing, no DOMs whatsoever. I think the nutrition and the fueling sources that Dara made me utilise worked a treat. A couple of things that I didn't like was the jelly tots. I felt like I was fucking suffocating because the amount of like chewing you gotta do. And I don't know whether this is just me overthinking, but I may have like some nasal problems. I've got a fair few knocks from rugby and stuff like that over the years, and just put my head where I shouldn't have. So that's my watch beeping there for 4.5 kilometers in. Yeah, so I don't really get like good consistent airflow through nasal breathing. Like my left one's open and my right one's blocked, and then vice versa. A couple of hours my left one will go. So I feel when I was using my jelly tots or eating my jelly tots, as I was saying about the jelly tots, I feel like when I was eating the jelly tots, because I was having so many, like let's say 2 or 3, 4 or 5 or whatever at a time, it just felt like, you know, they were suffocating me. So I think we're at a point now where I've just got to grin and bear it, but I'm also bringing on board wine gums. So I had jelly tots on the day, I had the gels, I had a banana. Luke said I'm treating myself to a can of full sugar Coke. So that was great. So that was the main win for that run. And I completed that run in 3 hours and 45 minutes, which, you know, it's a good time because I had to hit that twice. And if anyone's been into power scores, I don't know what way would be, let's say, the normal way to get up to the top of Red Rock or to the Wicklow Way. I say there has to be like a gradual level or incline somewhere. But the one that I take is that if you're leaving Powerscourt and you're running along the tarmac where the cars will be driving out, I'd say it's probably around 200 meters just before you come to the entrance. You've got all that like bank verge to the left hand side where it's all fenced, and then all of a sudden the fencing drops off. There's no fencing. The road takes like a bend to the right, and mud trails for a vehicle go straight ahead. Well, around 20 minutes prior to that, there's a little trail to the left hand side that you can walk up and go up the vertical there, and that's where I take my my elevation gain. And I had to hit that twice, and that was a fucking shit show, let me tell you. So the first one, I was like, all right, grand. I used my car as like a mini aid station. I just went back up because I started at my car and that trail kind of finished past the car, so I did that and I used that as an aid station. Then we continued on, but you know, it was good, but I think what we'll do is we'll stop this and we'll make a little slidey video across, and we'll talk about the transparency of the week just gone and how I'm currently feeling. So if I did the edit and I flipped the screen, I'm fucking savage. You're welcome. Welcome to the new era of YouTube with Jack Lawrence. But I think to finally cap off week 7, I think this is more of just the transparency side and point number 2. I'm not going to lie to you lads and lassies, they, them, yeehaw, but it's tough. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I think the honeymoon phase is over, and being reliant on motivation has just dwindled, and it should never have been that case, but it was for the first few weeks anyway, for sure. But now it's like just fucking sheer discipline of getting training sessions done. Obviously at the same time, Dara being a friend of mine from college, but also we're coach client, like I'm paying for a service, so I don't want to waste his time. There we are, we gotta get up there gotta get up there now. But to me lads, it's the worst incline. This blows my lungs and fucking kills my legs. So I'm gonna try and power walk this as good as I can, and I'm probably gonna stop it because I don't want to blow too hard and make a show of myself on YouTube. But yeah, in relation to the coach client thing, the last thing I want to be doing is dipping out of sessions and then not linking in with Dara, because it just wastes his valuable time in his work schedule, his online business, his in-person coaching, whatever he does, when someone else could probably take it. And then at the same time, it's also money out of my pocket. So in relation to the honeymoon phase, it's done. But I think now discipline is taking over, because it needs to. I'm a 29-year-old fucking lad, like, you know, and I know everyone's telling me to enjoy the race and stuff, but in my head I have a couple of personal reasons of why I want to do this and complete it. So front and centre, that's the fucking reason why. Like, I'm not here just to, you know, I'm not rocking up to win it. I'm not rocking up to hang with the fucking big dogs, the big boys and girls in the race. I'm here to run my own race, to really enjoy what Wicklow has to offer, to us who live here and who watch these videos, and to the trails surrounding us. And really and truly, it's more so to kind of be proud of myself that I made it to the start line. And let's see what the 12 weeks of training with Dara will have achieved, because there is no doubt in my mind with his coaching, everything in relation to waving intensities, and that will be obviously time on feet, the increased elevation gain at certain parts of the week, certain parts of the days, that is going to play dividends. So this one's a bit different. This YouTube week 7 is a bit different. I think it's, as I said, I think it's going to just give you a bit of the insight of what Joust was like for me. Even if I gave you that, I'm sorry if I didn't, but that's how I felt, and that's how, or where my head is at right now. But I think it's more so just a video of transparency, that just your normal Joe Soap here that lives in Bray, who works shift work. You know, I'm trying my best to get out there, get these long mileage done. Like, for instance, not the saying, like, everyone each to their own, like, but I was up for 3:45 this morning, out the door for 4:10, in work for 4:30, you know, driving from 5 a.m, finished driving there at 11:30, and I had every best interest to get out straight away, but I fell asleep from 12:30 till 2:15, and here we are now around, I don't know, 4:30 maybe, I'm just taking a guess, 4:45, and then tomorrow I'm off. So not to give too much, but if you've made it this far in the video on YouTube and you want to kind of see maybe what the week is like, then you can follow me on Instagram at Jack Lawrence, JAK LAWRENCE _axe. You'll catch me there on my Instagram, and I pretty much tell you when I want to, like, if I'm on a roll, of what I'm doing per week and per day. So probably once I post this, I'll be giving Instagram an update on what I'm doing, and I've got a big run tomorrow. So if you've watched it this far, Dylan, keep your eyes peeled, because I'm bound to do a cut-off 1 to cut-off 2 tomorrow. Around 24.5 kilometers of running. I start pretty much down at Pluck's pub at Kilmac. I'll follow the trail right hand side of Sugarloaf to come around to the first aid station in the car park. I'll pretend for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, get rid of any rubbish that I can if there is a bin, reload any. Luke said that I have to, and then I'm going to the unknown. I haven't here we are. I haven't done this run before, so I'll be running from the car park down Red Lane into that farmland. Hopefully it's allowed, obviously it is, but I don't want to fucking mess with anyone's farmland or anything, so try and find that one across his farmland, out the other side into Joust, and then into that Calvary car park, and then do my loop. I know actually that when I come down into the valley that I've got to take a new route. I don't go back up it, so there's kind of 2 there that I've got to be aware of for tomorrow, but it is what it is. But folks, that's week 7 recap. Just a bit of transparency, a bit of realness that I'm struggling a bit in relation to just mental capacity. I'm tired. Shift work is starting to kind of fuck me a bit. And then obviously the increase in mileage in these last 3 weeks for sure, because this is a build. I've got 2 build weeks and a peak week, so these next 3 weeks are going to be fucking hot and heavy. So I just got to gum for those. Enjoy the taper week that comes around in week 4 from now. And then obviously the down week, race week. So like always, thank you for watching. Comment if you have enjoyed it, you've taken any form of value, or just anything that kind of coincides to how you feel about your whole fucking training thing or anything. And we'll catch you again. Good luck.